is GUI specific. It is UI specific. Okay, so for example, some of things can be done with the help of a click. So you have a user interface. For example, creating a new column. We'll go that, but creating a new column. We have user interface, and Microsoft approach was to come people at this platform. Even if you are fresher, you can utilize the 40 to 50% capability of Power BI. As I am an 4 to 5 years experience in this domain, I am using 80 to 90% of the Power BI. Okay. In any capability, you can use it and it would be very beneficial for you. Sanjay.
Okay. Thank you.
I hope I had answered you.
Hi, Swapnil.
Hi, Kunal.
Swapnil, I have a question.
Please,
That
please.
like how many months like this course will run for?
Sorry, how many?
Like for how many months this course is going to run?
Yeah, for it would be Saturday. It's a weekend batch.
Mhm.
So the idea is to have 1.5 to 2 hours per day. So it will be approx 3 to 3:30 hours a week. Idea is for 40 hours. Okay. So approx a month. 1 month, some
Okay. So basically, like Swapnil, a question to this is like my company, they are planning for a Power BI certification. Okay.
mm-hmm.
So like by October they are like they want this certification to happen, and I was thinking to like go for some kind of courses and all that stuff. So is this course is going to help me in those lines, like to have my concepts clear and all those things, and to have a better understanding of the ideas of Power BI and go through the exam.
Great question. So Kunal, as I said earlier, even if you initially when people do, you can go to the YouTube, you can go to several Coursera and platforms. But the from my point of view, the idea is that they do have very courses that 1 hour or 2 hours you are making dashboards, right? Even in certification course for 4 5 hours you are done. This can't be possible practically according to me. First, some things are basic. If you do not know, people at my position, with my experience, are struggling with the basic in Power BI. Okay. And someone who was very took time 2 3 months but cleared the basic. Now they are at a very good stages. So clearing the basic, it's first part. Second, whatever is being used in the industry right now, because whatever in the course you learn, it's not being used. So n numbers of part, even in my MBA, I'm not using it. So the course would be designed in the way basic would be clear, which is needed. Second, what all concepts you need to learn, and obviously cover that part. And I will say you these parts are very important. You should learn that. So all these would be covered, and it will be useful. As in 40 days, after 40 days, as I said, you will be in a position that you can say, I know the concepts really very well. It will be a practical approach, and post that you yourself would be very amazed to know that yes, I will have I'll do something that you will very connected with Power BI. That is let it be.
Thanks, Swapnil.
Hello.
Hi, Pawan.
So yes, Sapnil, I would like to ask
Please.
that will you be covering the advanced part of Power BI too, like XML endpoints, the modeling part, or the advanced DEX functions? Um, like you have mentioned the row level security. What about that object level security and the deployment pipelines? Also about the Power BI service.
Yes, yes.
So I would like to know like what all advanced part you will be covering in the Power BI module.
Sure.
Sorry for the interruption. Swapnil, I will suggest like first you share that the curriculum, okay, the syllabus, what you'll be covering, okay, and then I think it will be clear, okay.
Yes, sure.
Thank you.
Sure. So I'll just take that question, just answer this question, and we'll then go ahead with the part. So yes, we will be covering from basic to intermediate to advanced level. And basically, in advanced level, the things that you're talking about, the pipeline is something that's, for example, is the most important part. We have to cover it. DAX is because DAX, without DAX, you cannot do anything in Power BI. So for Power BI services, yes, you need Power BI services to share the report, to publish that. So yes, it all will be covered. So I'll share my screen for the curriculum.
Okay, sounds good.
Let me give you a host
First,
access.
first.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you can start now.
Yes. So is it visible to you all?
Yeah, yes, Swapnil.
Okay, so we'll come to this course content for now. Okay, so first part would be in the course content introduction. Obviously, I assume people know, I can assume people don't know, but yes, what is Power BI? The things that we are using, what are that? So in that, the course I have designed, it's very in general questions that we do have. Like for example, what is Power BI? What does it do? And what is visualization, right? Because some people would say that you see at times what is report, what is dashboard. People do confuse. So in the introduction, we'll cover this part. We'll also compare with other tools. Okay. So there are tools like Tableau. Why will we not use Tableau? Why we are using Power BI? Even if you say that it is Power BI is in demand.
Swapnil, sorry, you have to start the recording at your end because you are the host now. You can see recording button will be there at the bottom.
It's recording.
It's in recording. Okay, fine there.
Its option is pause recording or stop recording.
Okay, fine. Then you can continue. No issues.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So we'll also cover that part, comparing with other tools, because we should know who our competitors are. Okay. And basically basic architectures of Power BI. What is Power BI? And as mentioned, data modeling. It's the most important part. How it's basically that how things are connected so that we can use it going forward. So these are part of introduction to Power BI. It will be very, I would say, to be very interactive. It's not bookholistic. I have prepared it with myself that what is the questions that people can come, and it will be a very practical exercise. Will give you, for example, initially that in every session we'll give you some practical exercise to work on. If you have any queries, we can obviously go ahead with that. So the first part would be introduction. Okay. Now, there are something which have in every tools. There are very key components which we have to identify, and we have to know things much better than what is how data are being connected, where there are various data sources. Data sources in terms Excel is a data source, SQL is a data source. Even if you write something in pen and copy, it's also a data source. It's manually, but it's also a data source. So we'll know about that part. What happens that when, for example, assume that you are in the every people go to the grocery stores nowadays, and for example, the mart store, a D-Mart and something. So you see that even if you purchase a chocolate of ₹1, okay. So I'm saying what's the importance of Power BI? Even if you purchase a chocolate of ₹1 from, let's say, D-Mart, okay, all your product information goes to where? It is stored, and it is stored in the database. Database is basically where data is being kept. Okay. And then you call that data and your analysis that when you came, how you came, and depending on the logic that we have. So we have to know that. So data at times does not come clean. For example, let's say at times your number is not there, your time is not there. So we have to clear the data as per our need. Okay, so that is data transformation. It's a very important step. Okay, now there are three things that is how we use Power BI. That is Power BI desktop, Power BI services as mentioned, and there is Power BI mobile. So we'll go in that one also, because these are components which you will be using on. Okay. Now coming to this third part would be this. So what is, because the thing apart from Power BI desktop, services and mobile. You will use this Power BI desktop 80% to 90% time. Okay. So Power BI desktop and data transformation is very important. As I mentioned over here, data transformation. So we'll go into the detail part in this curriculum. What is desktop? How we'll use Power BI desktop? What are the components of desktop, Power BI desktop? And second part, data transformation, how to clean the data, how we'll model the data, shape the data. Okay. So, and a very important part over here is the relationship, that is modeling in Power BI. I'll just give you a glimpse in the end that why it is so important. And I will stress, if people do not know this part, even after 5 years, even after 10 years, people will struggle. And if you have this relationship things very clear, in 15 days you can be you can use Power BI. Okay, so this is the importance of transformation relationship in Power BI. And so these are part of transformation. We'll go into that. So there are measures and DAX as mentioned. So there is DAX. DAX is data analysis expressions and measures. So this is something which we write. It's a form of codes. You can say not very codes, but it's a logical codes that we write. So it's very important, DAX and measures, which we will be also clearing. Fourth part, that is introduction to DAX. As mentioned, DAX, we will be covering this part. And believe me and trust me, please be very careful in this DAX part, because this is something that will make up your project. So DAX is very important, and we'll have all those components of DAX, which is currently being used and required in this practical domain. And obviously at every session, I will have practical exercise. Okay, and it will be very both sides. You can ask me anything, anytime, please. Now, fifth part, after you know everything that this is Power BI desktop, this is how it is used, this is how we get the data, clean the data, make relationship with the data. So basically doing the background check. Now coming to the how data visualization, what you will do. So first, starting from visualization, know what is visualization, why we do it, what is the need of visualization. It's a very broad term. So we'll go into that. There are various charts, slicers, we say gauge meters. These are, I would say these are only if you know that gauge, slicers, don't confuse. It's a RBI specific terms. It's very easy. These are charts. Like even in form of charts, you have bar charts, histogram, line chart. So these are type of charts and figures that we use for that. There are various things like we can do it with the data and with the analysis in Power BI. So for example, we can have any of our logic that if, let's say, if it is going up 10% increase year on year, then we'll have a trigger or we can have a color indication. So it's very interesting Power BI. Okay, I'll give you some examples that I have worked on. So these all things we will clear in data visualization. And one more thing I would like to add in visualization part, that why visualization came into the picture and why it is so important. And the simple one line answer would be, first, as being an people working in a company or a startup or a business owner, what these tools visualization will do to you, that if you are sitting with something, if you are presented with a slide like this type of slide with literally 2 graphs and a bit of analysis in Power BI, you can do a very interesting visualization in form of graphs, colorful, very interesting, easy to map, and analysis can be done in any advanced level that you want. So it's very interesting. That's why visualization. Second part, at times, majority of the times, the end users who will see your visualization are senior stakeholders. Because in my company, I'm working out of 10 projects, 8 projects I'm working with the VPs. Okay, so you have a connection with them and you directly connect with them. So these are very powerful things of visualization tools apart from their own components. Okay, you are in eye with the people. If you are doing very good, VP knows you, and so it's very good. Now coming to the next part, that would be Power Services visualization tool that I mentioned. So in Power BI services, so as mentioned, the desktop, we do all the works, but in Power BI services, it's an online platform of Microsoft's, wherein you put all of your reports and dashboard, publish it so as to other people, so as other people can see it and view it. Okay, so this is Power BI services. It's an online platform for Microsoft. Third part, 7 part, that will be publishing and sharing. Let's say you made the report, you made everything. Okay, so how will you publish that? You will publish that so that people can see it. So that publishing and sharing is with the help of Power BI services. Okay, so in this one also comes row level security, for example, wherein for example, let's say you have data of Bihar and Mumbai, and there is a manager sitting over there. So two managers, one is for Bihar, one is for Mumbai, and one is a central manager. Okay, so the central manager can see all of the data, but for Mumbai managers, as being a Power BI developer, I don't want to let him see the Bihar data, and same vice versa for Mumbai. So there is a row level security. So Bihar manager can only see the data related to Bihar, and same with Mumbai. So these are low level securities and other functions which are in Power. Now, the last part, and I would say it's a very important part as well, I have added it. Nowadays, standalone Power BI tool, yes, it has rapidly grown, and for 5 years, 7 years, it will grow. Okay, but there is one very big advantage from past 16 months to a year. So there is Power Platform that Microsoft had introduced. Okay, they have Power Automate, Power Apps, and Power Canvas. And nowadays, these are integrated with Power BI, and the results are amazing. Okay, and Power Automate, Power Apps. Initially, I was also very skeptical. Ki, how will I use it? It's required no coding experience. Okay, so and the things that it will do for your work of 10 days and can be done in 15 minutes with the help of Power Automate. And yes, I will show you a real example. So now it has been integrated, and now question is, and last, we'll have a session wherein we have covered all part. We'll create a dashboard from start to end, and with all the inputs from you. If you want anything special, that please do this part. We have learned this part. So can you do this in this? Everything, your any imagination will be covered in the dashboard, and it will be very interactive. Even if you want, you can take the control of my screen and do that. So that will be a full dashboard experience. And just apart, adding, then I'll have questions that why Power BI is growing, why Power BI is, if you know, people, I think you should know, not should know, you must know Tableau. How many of you have heard about Tableau?
I've heard about it.
Yeah. So Tableau is, yes.
Ali here. So it would be better in case if you say the prerequisites of this course.
Sure.
Yeah.
Prerequisite is basically, as I mentioned, first, it's not, we don't require technical expertise regarding to analytical domain or Power BI domain specific. Second, please come open-minded and have a logical thinking. Okay. Second, third part, just give us patience and have time. Be collaborative, because these things just ask for the collaborations and logical thinking. Okay. Just these three things we need from you, or else leave it to us, and we'll make sure that after 40 days you are comfortable in Power BI. And I haven't seen, it's not that I am showing myself, but the way in curriculum that I have designed with the practical approach, it's not available in the market as of now. So it will very
Yes.
practical and very interesting.
Swapnil, quick question from my side.
Please,
Do you cover parameters in your syllabus?
yes, in that are parts of tax. Yes,
Okay, cool.
yes,
Sounds
yes.
good then.
Yes, because some things, even if you want me to cover something, yes, we'll cover that. So parameters, measures, quick measures, these all are parts we can cover into tax, right? So you will say calculated columns. So there are various questions. For example, it is a basic question. Even in interview, people ask, and there is even a very not complete answer people do give, that there is same thing, calculated columns and measures. Type of it are same. Why we use measures, why we use. So these all parts which is required will be covered in class. Trust me.
Perfect. Sounds good.
Yes. So I was asking
One
that.
quick question from my side.
Sorry.
I just want to know why I should go for Power BI. There are a lot of tools. It might be IBM Cognos or Tableau. Am I
Yes.
on the right side of Power BI, or should I go for Tableau? Or in comparison to the other tools, what benefits does Power BI has, so that I'll have a lot of scope in the market by doing this course?
Yes.
Yeah.
Great question. Great question. Thank you so much for this. So first part, why Power BI? Right?
Yeah.
Why should you go into this Power BI? To see, and what are the advantage? See, initially, if you see, there is a Gartner quadrant that they release. Gartner, obviously, you must have heard. So it's every year it releases a quadrant graph wherein visualization tools are there. So from last 10 years, Tableau was something which was far ahead from anyone. Okay. From past 3 to 4 years, Power BI, from past 2 years, Power BI has overtaken Tableau. Okay. Reason. First part, Power BI desktop that I mentioned, that it is very important. Tableau has certain advanced capabilities than Power BI. You can say that. But it is hard to learn, it is costly, and it is not easy to learn. Okay. Now coming to the Power BI. Power BI desktop is free. Okay. So first part, how will you learn if you don't have the platform? Why will you purchase Tableau? For example, Tableau is 800 NOx in Norway currency. Tableau desktop is of 800 NOx, and one NOx is 5 point something rupees. So you will not get it. So first thing that Microsoft did is Power BI desktop is free. Second part, integration. So when you use Power BI, you have to use data sources, for example, SQL, other thing. So every company, and it's very logical from Microsoft point of view, even if in your company, you must be using Outlook, you must be using Teams. Okay. So 80% of the companies are using Microsoft product, Outlook, Teams. So Microsoft offers companies these things in form of packages. And in packages, everything comes. For example, SQL, Power BI, Power Automate, Outlook, Teams. So companies are forced to buy that, and everyone is using Power BI nowadays and Microsoft platform. So first part is reachability. Every company is using it. Second, Power BI desktop is free. So you can learn, grow. Okay. And third, uses. When these platforms are being integrated, the application is humongous. So that's why Tableau, IBM Cognos, ClickViews, these are left behind from Power BI due to these three factors. Integrations, you can integrate with SQL in a second. Okay, into any of the platforms, SharePoint, Excel, SAP, Trello. So this is the part. And nowadays in the market trend, believe me, people, for the Power BI, even in my company, we were searching for a individual who have 3 years of experience in Power BI and knows intermediate level of this Power Automate. Okay, we were not able to get this from past 1.5 months. If knows Power BI, they do not know. So this opportunity is very huge, and everyone is learning nowadays. So after 2 years or a year, if you go into the Power BI or any of the tools, you are left behind. So nowadays, it's the time to enter the market. And I would suggest go with the Power BI because everyone I suggest because it is the market trend. Okay, so go ahead.
Thank you, Swapnil. And just to add to that, like with the
Mhm.
recent developments in AI platforms or AI
Mhm,
applications, do we
mhm.
have a threat to this Power BI or visualization tools?
See,
Like we might learn this like coming days. You don't need to do all these things if you
oh,
write something.
great question. Yes, I do have. My perception of this question is yes, after coming of AI, something will be impacted. But I, as being an Power BI, I think that is very good for us. Reason being, what will AI do? AI will do the things that are defined and that is follow a general path. For example, data is coming from here to here. AI is doing that. It is doing that. It will do. But it's good for us after AI comes into the picture. Background things will become clear, which is always messy. Data pipeline. Someone was data engineer, I guess, in this meeting, right? Hello.
Yes, Swapnil.
Yes.
Yes, I am.
Yes, so he should know that what data engineer work is. So beside how data comes and when they give the data in the output, it's very clean, right? So there is a very things that go into the background to collect the data. So AI will do that part very well. But for visualization things, see, as being an end user, na, what will I say to you if you are a Power BI developer? Na? I'll say that you have a, let's say, retail shop owner I am. I'll say anything. Matlab, my demand would be not very specific. I can say anything. Ki, kal barish, for example, yesterday it rained and 3 days ago it also rained, so my revenue jumped 10%. So how much I increase the price? So these are things cannot be automated. Okay, so AI is an advantage to us because background things will get clear with the help of that, and obviously with us it will focus on us rather than keeping away us from the limelight. I would say AI specifically for the visualization and for data visualization experts, it will put a bright light and bright spot on them and make you visible in the company organization.
Thank you, Swapnil.
So these were the syllabus that we'll be covering. I will make it very interesting, trust me. Okay. And as of anything that you have heard of Power BI that you think is not here, anything that you have heard of Power BI. Please go ahead.
Swapnil Rasoli here. Coming to the prerequisites for the Power BI, is how SQL is not the one of the prerequisite for learning this Power BI.
Great question. So see, just a questions to know your idea. Why should SQL be, from your point of view, the prerequisite for Power BI? Just a general idea, just to know what you feel about that. Because it's a very specific question, na? So that's it.
Basically, we'll work on facts and dimensions, right, for building the reports and all. So whatever the reports will be building as a part of reports, so background it will be a SQL query itself, right? In engine.
See, basically, yes, somewhat right, somewhat not. SQL is a data source, database, right? We will use it as a data source. Okay, first part. We'll just need to connect. How will you connect with the database? For example, in a database, there are, let's say 10 tables, right? And out of 10 tables, from every table, I required one column only. Okay, are you with me?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I don't know SQL, zero knowledge. I said that Power BI is according to the current market trend. It is GUI specific. User interface is very easy. You'll go click data source, click SQL, give your credential, table, put your table name and done. you'll connect to this stack, and post that everything will you share in Power BI. Like this are table, you can click on the columns and it will fetch from here. That's the beauty of Power BI. You don't need to be SQL expert in that. And which this DAX, it's somewhat, you can say that DAX is basically the same part. It's related to the querying part. So for example, if condition, okay. So same it is in DAX also. We write if condition over here. The DAX is the same, related to the query analysis, writing logical queries. So, but it's not that you should require some logical thinking, and functions are there. And it's very easy that if you write if, so everything will come above that. You have to write the table name now. If you write the table name, it will ask that next you have to give column name or expression. In that form, it's very super easy. Hello.
One question.
Yes.
Yeah, so how we will handle large data set, say suppose terabytes of data in Power BI, and if I have TBs of data and if I am writing DAX, so my Power BI is going for issue or something like that. So how to
Yes.
handle those scenarios?
Sure. Very good. So there are various ways. First of all, when you have a terabyte of data, so in the form of visualization, every time you don't need to call every data. Okay, first part. Second part. So there are two ways. When we go into the Power BI, there are two ways. First, you pull everything. For example, I'll give you a very lame example. Connect with that. So let's say you have a home, right? So in the home you live at the first floor, right? So if I am coming to your home, first I'll enter you basement, right? After basement, if there is anyone, he says that yes, tell him to come up. I'll come to your home then, right? Same with Power BI. First is when we pull something from Power BI, it asks us. So we have options that you want everything to be fed into the Power BI, or you want something to be excluded. First part. Second, there is one power modeling that is in Power BI. Second is outside of the Power BI, that is Power Query. So if you don't put anything into the model partner and you put only into the query part, so that way we optimize the performance in that way. We'll go into the details. So there's several ways to do that. No issues.
So you are saying all the transformation part we can do it outside the Power BI, and then
Outside, I'll give you a. See, this is Power BI desktop, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so there is no data. Right. So here first, whatever you pull, it comes over here, right? This is in the model.
Yeah.
Second part, this is transformation. Okay. So
Yeah.
if you can do n numbers of things in the transformation steps, what happens? It is not in our model part. Okay. So you can do the transformation part, some of the transformation part. So transformation is very, very important part of Power BI. Else, any would come, and if you pick every data, that is not required. Then you are optimization of the Power BI is the work of the database developer, Power BI developer. So we'll go into that. We'll go into that in detail. I'll give you some example also, which have a large quantity of data and how I have used that. We'll give you that.
Okay.
Yeah, hi, Swapnil.
Hi, Saman.
So, like, do you have experience on external tools
External
used
tools.
with Power BI?
Yes, I worked with Power Automate.
No, have you idea or experience related to Deck Studio?
DAX Studio, I have used it at times, but it's basically what happens that people say that, but it's not very widely used in my company. It's been used DAX Studio, but we do project, but it's very not generally used much. See, things that are being used, yes, we have worked on them extensively.
Okay.
Anyone, please add anything you want. It's for you.
Swapnil, I have one question.
Yes, please.
How much percentage can we believe like Google Trends if you compare Tableau or Power BI? Na? It's so some graphs region wise or world wise, country wise in jobs like that.
Country-wise jobs related to the Tableau or Power BI comparison, right?
In Google Trends, we can compare right to two technologies or three
Google
technologies.
Trends. See, I'll have a graph next time for sure. I'll do that. But yes, I'm saying that from past, if you see the trend, so the most trusted for this is the Gartner Quadrant. You search. Gartner is a company. It's the best company in the form of research, and
Right,
every year, it gives the quadrant of this visualization tool. From past 10 to 15 years, I have seen that no one is even close to Tableau. Okay, because Tableau was the standalone tool that was used. Now, if you see the trend for 5 years, but no one is, well, people are wanting Power BI. Why will we not want Power BI? First, what? Everyone uses Outlook or Gmail, right? Everyone use Teams or Slack or anything for communication, internal communication, right? Everyone uses SQL or other source for data, database, right? So if you, for example, if you go to one shop to purchase milk, one for sugar and so on. And if I give you something that come to one shop, I'll give you everything and everyone knows each other. Okay, milk knows sugar, sugar knows coffee. Okay, everyone knows each other. So SQL, Power BI, Power Automate, Excel, SharePoint, everything is of Microsoft platform, Outlook, Teams. Okay, and it is when we come to the company, they purchase it in the form of packages. So believe it or not, it's something that you have to, it's a strategy from Microsoft that how we can pull it. So it's something that cannot inevitable. People are coming to Power BI and they have made it very easy, but with the capability of the advanced level of analysis that we can do it. So that is where Tableau lacks, and Power BI desktop is free. That is the major USP of Microsoft Power BI. I just purchased in my company 15-16 days ago Tableau desktop, and it cost me 800 NOx. NOx is Norwegian currency. So compare it, 800 into 5.6 rupees and compare to 0.
Okay.
With the same features. So that's why.
Also, Swapnil, do you cover the paginated reports into
Yes,
your syllabus?
paginated reports. Yes, paginated reports views I'll cover.
Cool. Thanks.
Everyone, please pick up anything.
Swapnil, I have
Yes.
a question. I'm from different domain, like administration domain. I wanted to switch into Power BI. So, what are other tools I need to learn to get a job in data analytics? With only Power BI, or I need to learn the other technologies like Python, Excel. What other tools I need to learn?
See, Excel to anyhow everyone should know. Anyone, whether you are in this field or not, everyone should know Excel. Basic to intermediate, you don't need to go into the advanced section. Okay. But yes, in any job, Excel is required. Second part, coming to the Power BI. Yes, Power BI is required. Even if you are not from this background, trust me, I'm not something into this business domain. But yes, trust me, after for this course, if you are serious enough, then you will be comfortable with Power BI. Third part. What other tools? Everyone, I would say, and if there are people that are in domain that is some are data engineers, some are DBA, I would say SQL and Power BI. SQL and one data visualization tool, most probably Power BI nowadays. If you know these two tools only, you can be at a position of data analyst. That is a very good position. Python is something that is people in job description tells that you know Python something, but it's not that common. SQL and one visualization tool, you are good to go with a good salary.
Okay, but nowadays, if I see any job description, they're expecting Python mandatory for this data analytics and data engineer.
Everyone, I say na, I'm from this field. Every job description is Python is required, but it's not that use. Python is something. If you say na, it's for data scientists use Python most.
Yes.
Okay. When they use modeling, machine learning algorithm, na, then they use Python. Even if the things that have been used in SQL, na, we can do in Python, but why will we do in Python? SQL is there, na. Use the capability of a tool for which it has been made. So Python is very vast and it's for the data scientist mode. But yes, it's good to know basic, but trust me, it will not be a roadblock for it. SQL and one visualization.
Okay, thanks.
Shivam, you want to say
Yeah.
something? Please.
Yes. So I just had a simple ask, but yeah,
Huh?
like not sure
Please.
whether
Anything,
like
go ahead, please.
okay. Yeah, like at the end of this course, taking an assumption like whatever you are like sharing, like I am getting. So like how many years of experience can I show to the company during the interview? Like let's say 3 or 4. Like just I'm assuming whatever
3-4 is too much. It's very high.
Okay.
3-4 years experience matters, man, for any of the domain. But
Okay.
yes, you will be at a stage after 40 days. If you give at least, obviously, I'll expect you will give some time to yourself.
Yeah.
You will be comfortable कि I can sit in the interview.
Okay.
And it's personal capabilities also, na.
Yeah. Totally depends upon the personal group, personal things.
And believe me, trust me, the interview of Power BI and data analytics domain is not general. मतलब user HR, for example, होती है that what will you do in this situation? These things are not asked. It's technical होते हैं. That for example कि ये logic है कैसे लगाऊंगा. So practical approach. You need to have a practical approach. So that's why I'm saying, please, you can ask anything. Be collaborative and ask anything. Logical thinking, if you have, Shivam,
Yeah.
after a month or 1 month, 30 days, 2 months, you will be at a comfortable that yes, I can now apply and go ahead because people, for me, I have 3 years experience. We can apply for the same position. It's not a big deal. Okay.
Right.
So that's why I'm saying, but yes, basic will clear na, so you don't have any issues. And you'll get to know in the basic first session, you'll get to know कि yes, अगर basic आ गया, तो it's not advanced आ जाएगा. ठीक है? Okay. Yes, Lakshmi.
Hello.
Yes, Lakshmi.
Yeah, hi. I just have one question.
Please, just Devendra, if you could mute for time being. Yes, please, Lakshmi.
Yeah. So I just have one question, that how many questions are you going to give us in assignment after this session? And what is the expectation that how much hours we should spend after your classes? And if we have any queries while solving those questions in assignment, so is there any support after the class, like on the weekend or weekdays? Can we approach to you or anyone from your classes to get our questions resolved?
Great. So, yes, I'll take the last one first. I'll give you, yes, it's not possible for me to, yes, go into, whenever you want, you can call me and I will resolve. But yes, if you are stuck, I'll give you my number and my email ID as well. You can ask me question. I know that it is super helpful when people help at that time help is needed. So trust me, I will be there at that time. Okay, I don't have very much liability in my life right now. So trust me, I'll help you in that way. Second part is how much hours you need to commit after the session. It's purely depend on you, ma'am. But yes, I would say please give 30 minutes to an hour. And it will be interesting. You will be also, yes, we'll try. I'll make sure it will be interesting. I'll give you, for example, you think that how you monthly incur the, let's say, how your expenses. So I'll give you some assignment in form of your own expenses. Collect the data in this form. I want analysis in this form. I made these three visuals. So you yourself will be the database administrator, Power BI developer, and end user. So these things would be done. No issues. I'll make it interesting. And I will be there, no worries, even in mail or phone. I will be there. Don't worry. I'll help you in the time you need, because someone had helped me in the time when I needed.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
Yes, I know it's very difficult. Even if it's 30, 40, 50, I cannot. But trust me, I will.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. Please. Anyone? Anyone has something to add? Please don't hesitate. It's the first day. That's yes.
Yeah, so you are giving us assignment on daily basis, right? So who is going to evaluate this assignment, and if you get stuck anywhere?
Yeah, just Lakshmi asked before you. I said that. Yes, it's not possible for me, humanly possible for me to go to every of the queries at times with you, but yes, I'll share my number and I'll share my email ID with you. And I've mentioned I don't have much liabilities, and it's my passion to help others. So I'll help you. You can contact with me, and for the assignment part also, I will take that. It's a bit hectic, but yes, even if we are taking, I said that after this course, you should be at a pace that I'm comfortable with Power BI. So I'll give my effort as well. So if you are doing that, I'll give that. No issue.
I want to pitch in here. Sorry. Generally, we recommend. Hope my voice is audible.
Yes, you are.
Okay. So generally, we recommend our participants to post their questions, or if they're looking for any clarification in the group itself, so that when the trainer will reply, it will help everyone to understand that underlying concept. So I will strongly recommend everyone to, if you have any questions during the class, and not during the class, during the class, you have all the freedom to ask. Swapnil, you can stop in between, you can ask question, as he has mentioned that the session will be purely interactive. But once you're working on the assignments, and if you're getting stuck at any point of time, I will recommend you to post your questions in the group, and Swapnil will reply, or any other participants who know the answer, they can also pitch in, so that it will be a good interactive session, right? But again, if you want to connect one-to-one, you can ask questions. That's not an issue. And once the course is over, even then we provide support. So it is not like if the we'll be having a relationship during the course only. Okay, we try our level best to help our students, because I know most of the participants in this how we teach, what teaching methodologies we adopt, right? So thank you. Over to you, Swapnil.
Yes, so great. It's a very good idea. So yes, we'll do that. So first we'll have a group wherein if it's very helpful that if any queries and other people have the same queries, they can have. And it's also, according to me, if I post some queries, and for example, any one of you, Praveen knows the answer, for example. Okay, so I also feel good, as if I am at Praveen's shoes. I'll go, yes, I'll give the answers. Okay, so it's also feel good that yes, we know. So that's what the basic essence of this course is. We have to be interactive, help each other, and I am there for you. Okay, so anything more to add on? Anything that you expect which has not been discussed yet? Anything?
You said 40 days. You said 40 days, but is it going for 40 days or 40 hours?
40 hours, I said.
Earlier you said, okay, fine.
40 hours. But the days would be, it's a weekend batch. I told it's a weekend batch. It's for 40 hours. But yes, if someone asks me how much days it will go on in that form, even if we get 3 hours, 4 hours per week, so 40 hours, it's around 1 month and 15 days will go on. the length of the course. But
Okay, it's
a
closely
beginner.
to 2 months. Closely 2
Yes,
months, right?
yes. In that form, I said 1.5 months, but in it's will be a weekend match.
Okay, makes sense. Thanks.
And timing?
Timing is from 9, same time.
Same time, 9 to 11.
Yes.
Swapnil, I have a question.
Yeah, please.
Myself, Reshma. Okay.
Sorry?
You said while if you want to know if you are learning Power BI, you should know the Tableau as well because it was using in the Power BI.
No, not Tableau. No.
Not necessary.
No, Tableau is a different tool which was previously
Not linked with Power BI, in the real-time projects while working.
I'll give you some examples, but nothing is Tableau is constrained for Power BI. No.
Okay, only SQL,
Yes, SQL, if you know, now for the question was that someone asked me that he wants to switch into the data analyst thing. So what apart from Power BI, the basics should know to get into that data analyst. So the SQL, we say SQL as bread and butter for data analyst. Okay.
Okay.
So SQL is bread and butter. Everyone have to know it. Okay. But in Power BI, if you specifically learning Power BI, it's not a constraint to learn Power BI. But yes, to be a full data analyst, you need to know SQL and Power BI both.
Both. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Swapnil, in this DAX will cover all the things, or do we need to learn separately that DAX?
No, I'll cover that.
Okay.
You will be left with the things to practice. I'll get you running over there. You just have to do a part.
Okay.
Even if you I think if you are somewhat aware of this, so you know that DAX is something logical. Okay, you just need to do that. And basic technical thing, I'll let you. It's very important. But yes, our focus would be there. That's why you say that I have very for DAX one thing is there, and for visualization other parts. So I missed that.
Okay.
So the things that are important needs to be discussed in detail, else there is no point coming for 40 hours and getting nothing. So all the important parts will be covered for sure.
Okay, Swapnil, for the optimization part, we will cover that. Sorry.
Yes, we'll cover that how to optimize the Power BI. That's the important part because I'll tell you a short example that the file that we made it's basically 15, 20, 25, 30 MB. Okay, 50 MB was 70, 100. It's very large. Day before yesterday, I come across a file which was 750 MB. When I asked him why it is 750 MB, he told me that I have pulled all of the data of the particular database. Okay. So these all are things that are needed for data optimization process. We'll go into the optimization.
Okay.
That's very important. Okay. Anything more to add on?
I'm good from my side, Swapnil.
Okay.
Okay, fine. I think we can wrap up now. The course fees and all those things you guys know, right? So those who are interested to enroll, they can connect with admin of the group, and they have to make the payment. And the course fees is 2,500. But apart from that, we charge 50 rupees because the reason is now we have migrated to Graphy. Okay, and the Graphy portal, there you when you are going to register there, they will ask you rupees 50 as a joining fees. So that will be additional paid by you. Okay, and those who are participants of our academy, hope my voice is audible.
Yes.
Yes, so they will be eligible for 20% discount. For them, the courses will be 2,000, but they also have to pay rupees 50 when they will log into the graphic portal. All those things, the link will be shared with you. Okay. Hope that is fine, guys. Okay, fine. So
Tanvir,
fine.
sorry
Yeah.
to interrupt here. Actually, we lost you for last 10 to
Okay.
15 seconds.
I will
We
repeat.
lost
I
you.
will repeat. I will repeat. What I was telling is the course fees is 2,500. Those who are interested, they can connect with the admin of the group. Okay. And apart from that, you have to pay rupees 50 because now we have migrated to a Graphy platform. We will share the link with you. Don't worry. We will give the demo as well how it works. It is very simple. At the back end, it is Zoom only. But there you have to pay rupees 50 for the Graphy registration charges. Okay. But those who are from our academy, I mean, those who have taken any other courses from our academy, so we will give them 20% discount. They have to pay rupees 2,000 only. Hope it is clear.
Yes, Tanvir. Clear. Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay. Fine. Fine then, guys. If you don't have any other question, we can wrap up now. Okay.
So you can share all the syllabus details and
Yeah,
hands-on
it will
details.
be shared. Right now, I will share the syllabus. What Swapnil has shared, it will be shared in the group. And if you have any other question, you can connect with us. You can ask your questions. Okay, and the recording, you all know that recording will be shared after each and every class. Right?
Okay.
Okay, fine then, guys. So Swapnil, you have to stop the recording.
Yes, I have just.
You done that?